Monday again. So hold on, moving myself. All right. So turns out we're not going back to school. We're not back to the classroom anytime soon. So we're doing this for the rest of the year. So we got 5, maybe 6 weeks left. So it's not too much. You guys can do it. Seniors, I got no answers for you yet as to when your last day is. The district's going to come out with that. So we'll see what happens. So anyway, all right. So today's lesson, we're going to be solving exponential equations. Okay. So we're actually going to solve for variables that are up in the top of the log. So it's going to look something like this. So 3 to the x equals 12. Okay. So 3 to what power gives me 12? It's not 4. Okay. So we're going to be solving for this. So how we're going to do this is we're going to use the logs. Okay. So we're going to use logs to solve these. So that's kind of where we've been going with the log stuff. So before we even talk about that, what I need to make sure everybody knows how to do is how to use calculator. Okay, so, and before we even do that, let's talk about rounding for a minute, because I have had so many questions about rounding so far. Okay, so if I give you like 37 point, and I wrote something good down over here, 6839624. Okay, first of all, remember the numbers to the left, okay, those have no TH. So this is the ones and the tens, and then it'd be the hundreds, the thousands, okay, no THs. This side, these have THs. There's no ones. Remember, this is the tenths, okay, this one's hundredths. I'm just going to write the numbers. Thousands. Okay, TH, thousandths. Okay, this is 10,000s. Okay, that would be 100,000s. Okay, so when we're doing this, I need you to make sure you read the directions so you guys round correctly. Make sure you go to the right number. If you don't go to the right number and you don't do it right, you're going to lose points. Okay, so if I ask you to round this to the hundredths, sorry, okay, you'd go to the 8, right? And then look behind it. Remember, if it's 5 or higher, then this goes up. If it's 4 or lower, this is going to stay. So you look behind it, so that's a 3. So if I'm asking you guys to round this one to the hundreds, it'd be 37.68. If I asked you to go to the thousands, totally just blanked on how to spell thousand. That's why I hesitate. Okay, so that means the 3, right? So we're going to jump back to the 9. Okay, so this is higher than 5, so we're going to jump this up. So this would be 37.684. Now, if I ask you to go to the 10,000s, totally spelling thousands wrong, but you guys get the idea. Okay, all right, so tens, hundredths, thousands, 10,000s, right? So we're looking at this one. Okay, so this behind it is a 6, right? So that means this has to jump. But remember, 9 can't jump. 9 jumps to 10. So what I want you to do is if this number right here is a 9, I want you to look at these two together. Okay, well, what's one bigger than 39? It's 40, right? So it'd be 37.684, and you can put the 0 if you want. Okay, so these two tend actually round to the same number. Okay, but that's what you need to do. So tenths, hundredths, thousands, 10,000s, that'd be 100,000s. That would be millions, okay? Most of them, I think we're going to go to 4 decimal places on this. All right, so now that we've done that. Okay, I want you to make sure you got your calculator, so we're going to talk about how to use the log button. So I got 2 of the calculators, and I got my phone. Yeah, I actually just had to go up and get it, pause the video. Okay, so these are the 3 basic ones. You also have that blue one. Guys, that blue one is going to work similar to this yellow one over here, so just make sure you're aware, okay? And it kind of works the same as your calculator on your phone. All right, so let's do something real quick. Okay, I'm going to show you how to do this on every one of the calculators. Make sure you guys get this right. So if I want to find the log of 5 to the nearest 10,000ths, okay, so it's 4 decimal places, right? And by the way, when we talk about decimal places, guys, that's the numbers on the right. Okay, so we're going to start with this one. if you got this calculator, there's your log button. It says log, L-O-G, right? Okay, so if I want to do the log of 5, this one is backwards. Okay, you guys have to do 5 and then log. Okay, so if I want to go to the nearest 10,000, so tenths, hundreds, thousands, 10,000, so right here, okay, that's a 7, right? So this jumps up, and remember, that's a 9, we got to jump again. Okay, only when it's a 9, so this would be 0.6990. Okay, so remember, this is a 9. You want to look at this as 89, not just a 9. Okay, so jump it to 90. All right, now if I'm using this one, there's a log button on this one. Okay, so let's turn this one on. So this one, you're going to hit log first. Okay, now it jumps up with a parenthesis, correct? Now we're going to do some things in a minute. I want you to make sure you understand that this one has a parenthesis on it. Okay, so we're just going to do log and then hit 5. Get used to closing the parenthesis. You don't have to on this particular one, but make sure you get used to it. Okay, and you close it and you get the same answer, right? Okay, and then on your cell phone, let's turn it. On this one, my log button is over here. Okay, so this one's very similar to the yellow calculator. So we're going to hit log, and again, you see how the parenthesis pops up? And we're going to do 5, close the parenthesis, okay, and there's my answer. Okay, so they're all the same. All right, so let's try to do 2 more. I'm going to use this one because I like this one. Okay, but all right, so let's do log of 27. Okay, so put in your calculator, make sure you get the right thing. Okay, so we're going to go on this calculator. Actually, I'll use these 2. Okay, so on this one, we're going to go 27 and then hit log. Okay, and on this one, I'm going to hit log first and then I'm going to hit 27. And you guys see they get the exact same answer. Okay, so we're going to go to 4 decimal places, so 10,000. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Look behind it, that's a 6. This is going to jump up. So our answer is going to be 1.4314. Okay, so that's the log of 27. All right, let's just do one more. Log of 92. Okay, so put log of 92 in your calculator. All right. So we go log of 92 on that one. On this one, we're going to go 92 log. Okay, so now I was just thinking about it. If you guys have on your cell phone, how do you tell which way you're going to do it? Guys, hit the log button. If you hit log and nothing happens, then you're going to do it like this calculator. You're going to put the number in first. Okay, if you hit log and the word pops up, then you're fine. Okay, so we got 1, 2, 3, 4. We're going to the 7, right? Behind the 7 is an 8. So that's going to jump up. So the log of 92 is going to be 1.93, whoops, 1.6963, and then the 7 is going to jump. So that's 8. Okay, the also other thing I want to show you guys, log of negative 15. Okay, we talked about this the other day. You can't have negative logs. So if I try to do the log of negative 15, it's going to come up error on here. So same thing. If I do log of negative 15, it's going to come up error. Now, on my cell phone, okay, I want you to see what happens on this cell phone. This is an Android. I got a Samsung. Okay, if I do, whoops, let's back this out. Okay, if I do log of negative 15 and hit enter, guys, nothing happens. Okay, so you're not doing anything wrong. You're just not allowed to take a log of a negative number. Okay, so if you have a calculator like this and you're trying to put a negative number in there, nothing's happening because it's not allowed to do it. This one's not going to tell you error. Okay, so this one is you can't take log of a negative. All right, so that's how to use your calculators. It's super important you know how to use your calculator on logs, that way you guys don't mess the answers up. All right, so now we're going to solve these things. So if I give you this, 3 to some power equals 9. You know that 3 to the second equals 9, right? So x is 2. Okay, but what happens if you don't know the answer? Or it doesn't actually go nicely? So there's what we're going to use the logs for. So before we talk about that, I always tell everybody a little story. I actually tried to find a video of this, but couldn't find it. I didn't want to spend too much time on it. So back in the day, okay, maybe not even back in the day, there's always cartoons about people trying to break down a castle, right? So when they're trying to break down the castle, they use a big giant battering ram, okay, which is the giant log, right? So what they do is everyone hangs onto the log and they just start whamming the door. Yes? I was going to try to draw you a castle. I can try still, but okay, so here's my castle, right? Oop, this is a really crappy castle. There's the door. Here's the guys, and they're holding the battering ram, right? Now there's always a guy up here shooting arrows down, right? Usually at least like 8, 10 guys holding these logs, right? So what do? They bang on the door, they bang on the door, they bang on the door. Okay, and it's a cartoon. So what happens? Usually this guy falls off, right? Okay, so why am I telling you this story? Because they're going to hit the door with a log, right? And the guy is going to fall off the top. So here's why I tell that story. And it usually helps. Okay, so when you're solving a problem and you have an exponent, okay, so what you're going to do is you're going to hit both sides with the log. Okay, so hit both sides with a log. Okay, so we hit the castle door with the log, right? Then what happened to this guy? He fell down, right? So when we hit both sides with the log, then the exponent is going to fall down to the front. So it becomes x times log 3 equals log 9. Okay, so we hit both sides with a log, and then the exponent falls down to the front. Okay, now this right here is multiplication. All right, and how do we get rid of multiplication? We divide, right? The goal is to get the x by itself. So what we're going to do now is we're going to divide both sides by the log that's with the x. So divide both sides by log 3. These cancel out. Now, what I need you to make sure you are understanding, and this is how I know, okay, for those of you who aren't going to cheat, if they watch the video or not. Guys, you cannot reduce this. You cannot reduce this. Okay, yes, 9 goes into 3, or 3 goes into 9, but it's not going to work if you do that. Okay, so you're always going to just leave it like this. So then what you're going to do is you're going to take your calculator, right? And you're actually going to do this. So we're going to do it on this calculator first. This is what I like to call the backwards calculator. Okay, that means when you hit the log button, nothing happens. See, watch, if I hit log, it just says error, right? Because it's taking the log of 0. Oops. So nothing happens, okay? On this one, what you're going to do is you're going to do 9 log divided by 3 log, and then you have to hit equals, okay? So we're going to do, now we know the answer is 2, right? So hopefully we get 2. So you're going to do 9 log divided by 3 log and hit equals. And I get 2, all right? So x equals 2. Okay, now if I do it on this one, okay, this one I need you to make sure. This one has the parentheses. So if you have hit log and a parenthesis comes up, you got to close the parenthesis on this. So we're going to do log 9, close your parenthesis, divided by log 3, close your parenthesis. Just get used to closing the parentheses. So this one's a forward calculator. Okay, this one you're going to do log 9 and then close the parenthesis. And then you're going to do divided by log 3 and close the parenthesis. And then you're going to hit equals. And you're going to see we get the same answer. Okay, so backwards, forwards, okay. All right, so let's try one that doesn't actually work out nicely. So this is really all you're going to be doing, guys. Okay, so if I give you 5 to some power equals 62, right? You got to get this exponent out. So what do? Hit both sides with a log. Okay, after we hit the log, what happens to the guy on top? He falls down. So it becomes x times log 5 equals log of 62. Okay, divide both sides. Okay, so what I get is x equals the log of 62 divided by the log of 5. Okay, we're going to go to the nearest 10 thousandths. Okay, so that's 4 decimal places, guys. All right, so we're going to go On this calculator, we're going to go 62 log divided by 5 log equals, okay? And then on this one, we're going to do log 62, close your parentheses, divided by log 5, close your parentheses, and we're going to get the exact same answer, okay? So go to 4 decimal places, so 1, 2, 3, 4, that's a 3. Look, behind it is another 3, so this is going to stay. So your answer is going to be x equals 2.5643, okay? All right, let's try this one. Yep. 2 to some power equals 49. All right, give it a shot. Pause the video if you have to. All right, hopefully you got an answer. Now, what you can do is, guys, you can actually do this step and then dropping it down at the same time if you want to. Okay, so I want to hit both sides with a log, and this is going to drop, right? So we're going to go log 2 to the x equals log of 49. I'm going to drop this guy to the front. You got to make sure you do the log to the other side, guys. You have to hit both sides with the log, or else it's not going to work. Divide both sides by log 2. And again, if you're using the other calculator, close your parentheses, okay? So we got 49 log divided by 2 log equals x equals 5.614. Behind the 7 is a 0, so it's going to stay. All right, pretty easy. Okay, now let's shake it up a tiny bit. So they give you 2 to the x plus 1 equals 30. Okay, so all I did was add something up here. Guys, nothing really changes. Okay, what you're going to do is you're going to do the same thing. So you're going to hit both sides with a log. We're going to drop this whole thing to the front. Now, you can put it in parentheses. You don't have to, but what I need you to understand is this is going to stay together. Okay, so this has to stay together. We're still going to get rid of the log 2. So we got x plus 1 equals log of 30 divided by log of 2. Okay, so here's what you're going to do on these, guys. No rounding until the very end. Can't tell you how many times I said that on the compound interest one, and you guys are rounding in the middle of the problem. You're not going to get the right answer. Okay, so what I want you to do is you're going to do this first. But I want you to think about what happens over here. Okay, how would I get rid of this positive 1 over here? You would subtract it to the other side, right? So we're going to subtract 1. So what you're going to do is you're going to do this information first, get an answer, and then just do minus 1 on your calculator, okay? So we're going to do 30 log divided by 2 log and get an answer, right? So you should have that. And then minus 1. Enter. Okay, so x equals 3.906. Behind the 8 is a 9, so that's going to jump. So that's my answer. Okay, so let's look on this one. And so we're going to go log 30, close your parentheses, divided by log 2, close your parentheses, hit enter. Okay, and then subtract 1, and you're going to get the same answer. Okay, so now, so try this one. 3 to the x minus 6 equals 81. Actually, let's make it 80. All right, so give this one a shot on your own. Pause the video. Work it out. Okay. All right, here we go. So we got log 3 to the x minus 6 equals log 80. Drop it down to the front. Okay, this has to stay together. We're going to divide both sides by log 3. That crosses out, right? So you got x minus 6 equals whatever the log of 80 divided by the log of 3 is. Okay, once we do this, how are you going to get rid of this minus 6? You're going to add 6 to the other side, right? So you're going to do the log first and then add 6. So 80 log divided by 3 log equals, make sure you hit equals, and then add 6. So you have x equals 9.988, and then the 6, behind the 6 is a 9, so it's going to jump it. 7. So again, on this one, Okay. So we're going to do log 80 divided by log 3. So log 80, close it. You got to close that parentheses. So if you're not getting the same answer as I am, guys, it's because you're not closing the parentheses. Log 3, close your parentheses, and then just add 6. All right. All right. Now, I only got 2 or 3 more. 3 more. That's it. All right. So we got 3 to the 2x equals 30, right? Okay, so I just want to show you this. Hopefully you guys understand what's going on these. You don't have to worry about it. Okay, so there's my exponent, that 2, and the x has to stay together. So you're going to drop it, hit log on both sides. Okay, again, if you don't want to do that, so it's log 3 to the 2x equals log 30. And then drop it. Okay, divide both sides by log of 3. So you got 2x equals log of 30 divided by log of 3. Now, again, guys, you can't reduce these. Okay, you're going to have to do this first. Now, how am I going to get rid of that 2? This is multiplication, so what we're going to do is we're going to divide, right? So after you do this, you're going to divide by 2. I'm going to use this one. All right, so you're going to go log of 30, close your parentheses, divided by log of 3, close your parentheses, right? Again, don't round this. All you're going to just do is go divided by 2. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, the 9 is a 5, so that's going to jump up. So your answer is going to be 1.5480. Okay, all right, 2 more. They're slightly different. I think you guys know what you're supposed to do. 8 plus 3 to the, I keep using 3, I don't know why, equals 10. Okay, guys, you have to get this by itself. Okay, so if there's anything else on the same side as what you're being raised to the power, get rid of it. Okay, so how are we going to get rid of this 8? We're going to subtract it. So 3 to the x equals 2, right? Okay, now we're going to hit both sides of the log. Drop the x to the front. Divide both sides. Okay. Don't worry about the smaller ones on top. It's okay. These cancel, so I got x equals whatever the log of 2 is divided by the log of 3. Okay. So log 2, close the parentheses, divided by log 3. Close parentheses, sorry, just hiccuped and burped. Cute, huh? All right, so we got 6309 behind the 9 to 2, so this is going to stay. So x is going to be 0.6309. Okay, all right, last one. Let's see if we actually. So we got 11 minus 6 to the x equals 3. Okay, so just be careful on this one. Okay, so we got to get this by itself, right? All right, so we need to get rid of the 11 by subtracting, because remember, that's a positive 11. Don't worry about this. This kind of goes with that over there. So subtract 11. Negative 6 to the x equals negative 8. Now, this is negative, right? Technically, this is not allowed to be negative. But if you notice, there's still a negative in front of here. So, guys, you're going to divide by negative 1. All right, so that's going to give me positive 6 to the x equals positive 8. All right, and then you're just going to solve. All right, so we got x log 6 equals log 8. Divide by log of 6. So x is whatever log of 8 divided by log of 6 is. All right, I'll use this other one. So 8 log divided by 6 log equals 1.160. Okay, we're going to this 5. Behind that 5 is another 5, so it jumps that up 0, 6. Okay, all right. You're going to have an assignment to do, so it's not on Delta Math. Make sure you follow the directions or you're going to lose points, all right? Hope everyone's got this. See you later.